You ever been at the top of the universe? I'm gonna take you.
What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscriber died trying. You see the thumbnail. Some upsets aren't really upsets. So yesterday, because today is Sunday, I'm making this. Canelo lost to Beaver, or I don't know if I said Beaver or Bivol, I forget. And in life, I've had a podcast for years. We stopped doing it a year ago, called Cheap Seats Boxing Show. So I've been doing boxing commentary for years. But I used to predict that Canelo, as he got older, was going to lose more. Not because he wasn't a good fighter. I think he's a great fighter. I think he's smart, sharp, and everything else. But I think he wouldn't take on prime adversity in prime time, and that wouldn't help. And his confidence level would always be to beat somebody that he would approach people that he could beat, that he knew he could beat, and not people that'll push him, So I thought when he met with other dogs, he wasn't going to be able to handle it as he got older. So some upsets in life aren't really upsets because you dealing with popular people versus hungry people. So just because a person may be tailor-made to beat you and they've been working for years to be able to beat you, and you might believe you can beat them because you look at them as an easy target, or easier target, or easier mark, not realizing that there's going to be your toughest opponent. Like they've honed themselves and sharpened themselves, kind of like. And I know some of y'all don't like, some upsets aren't really upsets. Kind of like when Ugas beat Manny Pacquiao. Think about it. Manny Pacquiao was older, but he's still Manny. He's still an all-time great. But he got to fight Ugas on a week's notice. Ugas knows Manny. And what I mean by that is he's a boxer. He's watched Manny for years. Manny probably wasn't watching Ugas. So Ugas knew the things if I ever fought Manny, I would do this and I would do that and I would do this and I would do that. And I got the reach, I got the age, I could stop this, I could stop that. So when you get a switcheroo like that and it has short notice, if the person is prepared, they have the advantage because they know you don't know them. So some upsets aren't really upsets. One of the other things that people got to take into consideration is karma. And sometimes it's not karma. It's karma by the way you do business, the way you conduct yourself and handle yourself. Sometimes, and I remember years ago when Canelo fought Floyd Mayweather, and I talked about this years ago. When Floyd had the rehydration clause, for y'all who don't know what that is, that's when you fight a person and they say, okay, if you made weight, you can't show up the next day to the fight. Like if the fight was at 154, you can't show up at 175. You get what I'm saying? We're not doing that. You gotta, 15 pounds maybe, but you're not gonna come up 20 plus pounds over what you got on the scale is. We're not doing that because you basically ballooned yourself up to an advantage. So, and I said back then, I said, I think from this point on, Canelo is going to use his weight as an advantage. And he did that for years. Drained fighters and this, that, and the third. But I also made that a similar prediction about Adonis Stevenson. When Adonis Stevenson beat Chad Dawson, and he ran around the ring, I was like, I think he's going to be running with that belt for a minute, the way he ran around the ring. I don't think he's going to take on the comers that might take it from him. And he held that belt for a very, very long time. And it took him a while for somebody to take that belt from him. And people, not just myself, when I thought it at that moment, and I said it at that moment, but for years, people were like, man, he's not really taking on people he could take on. Like, why not? Like, because he's trying to hold on to that belt, man. He's in Canada, I used to laugh about it. I used to say, you know, when you get somebody who's not from the United States, if they want to fight people from their country or the UK or, you know, the Caribbean or Africa, and they don't want to give the Americans a shot, hey man, so be it. That's our karma. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, they look how long it takes for them to get shots, right? So I understood that. But ultimately, when it comes to these situations, upsets aren't really upsets because everybody knows when somebody's coming. Pause if y'all think like that. But everybody knows when a person is primed and ready to ascend to greatness. You see what I'm saying? Or they sharp, or they ready to go, or it's like, oh, this person gonna be a problem. They know this. Everybody knows this. So when some people are shocked and surprised, like, I didn't think that would happen. Other people are like, yeah, yeah, man. Yeah, that's gonna happen. Definitely gonna happen. Because just because you pick somebody you feel is beatable doesn't mean you can beat them. Because what happens, you know, and I listened to a Paulie Malignaggi talk about this a while back when he won the belt. I think he went to the Ukraine to win, I believe, to win his second championship he won later on in his career. He said when he showed up to the press conference, he was hungry, he was ready, but he saw the champion was kind of relaxed. So he's like, yeah. So some upsets aren't really upsets because that's what happens when you overlook people in life. You might be overlooking somebody because you're not taking them seriously. And this is, you know, a lot of times when people get on somebody like Floyd Mayweather, he took every opponent very seriously. He didn't look over, I'm fighting this guy, but I'm waiting to fight. No, I'm fighting you. I'm fighting you. Yeah, we'll talk about these other people after I finish beating you. So sometimes that happens. That this is going to be easy work thing. Some people misinterpret easy work. Sometimes you work yourself so hard and you become so sharp and so good at something, the opponent becomes easy work. And sometimes on the opposite side, and this is why upsets aren't upsets, sometimes the opponent who's the underdog works to beat the mystique of the person, while the person who's the quote unquote top dog, you know, has a trap game and it's perfect timing. So sometimes in life, upsets aren't really upsets. So like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.